What's up? So you might be looking behind me like, oh, so where did all of your slabs go? Now, I have them right here with me because I wanted to talk to you guys about my entire graded comic book collection as of right now, as of today. So yeah, this is my entire graded comic collection, all of them. I have about 12 graded comics, 11 of them being CGC, one of them being CBCS. Now, 12 is that big of a number, guys. It's not. And there's people out there that have hundreds upon hundreds of slabs, at least like in the 50s. There's so many people out there that have so many slabs. I know people who just choose 12 books just to display alone, right? So 12 is not a big number, but to me, it's a big deal number. And I'm very happy with all my slabs. So we're going to go through and we're going to show you every slab in my collection, from oldest to newest. So we're going to start with my first ever slab I ever got, and then we're going to end it with my newest slab I got. So yeah, before the video starts, if you want to support the channel at all, consider subscribing if you haven't already. I think like 60% of the people who regularly watch my videos are still not subscribed to me. So if you want to support the channel still, do that. And we're getting really close to 300 subscribers. At 300 subscribers, we're going to be doing a 300 subscriber giveaway. And yeah, so yeah, first book here. This was the first book I ever got. I got this for my 15th birthday. My mother got this for me. So yeah, right here, I had this for such a long time, man. Okay, so right here we have Green Lantern Emerald Dawn number 4 from 1990. It's at 9.6 white pages. Yeah, so this book doesn't really have anything special going on with it. There's no key issues. It's just some random 90s book. It's not even that old of a book, and it's not even a perfect grade. It's a 9.6. But to me, this is such a big deal. This is where it all started. This is my passion for collecting. Kind of began right here. I got my first ever slab. My love for slabs is right here. This is where it all started, and it means a great deal to me. And I think that's all that matters, right? Everyone has that kind of one book that they look at that is kind of just like a big moment for them, and a book that they just love to death. I love this book to death, not only because it's in a fantastic cover, but it's just such a big moment in my life. You know, my first ever slab. I love slabs to death, you know, so it's just kind of a big deal for me. So yeah, this is my first ever slab. Alright, so we got the next one. This one has a bit of a story behind it. So back when I was starting my YouTube channel, and I'm sure a lot of you have already seen this video, but I made a video entitled my top 5 wishlist books, and that was like my 3rd or 4th video on the channel. Pretty much just talking about some kind of lower end, like kind of mid-level keys that I kind of really wanted, because at the time, you know, those 20 30 $40 books, that was kind of just, you know, a dream come true book for me, because I didn't have money back then. So I made that video, and it got a lot of traction for the time. I think it has like 600 views or something like that, which is a very big number. Yeah, and then somebody who watched that video reached out to me and said, hey, I would love to send you some stuff. And not only did he send me a whole bunch of awesome raw books, a bunch of number ones, a bunch of key issues, multiple books from that video I made, he also sent me this one. And this was my second ever slab I ever got, my first ever 9.8, and it's a beautiful book too. This is ASM number 55 from 2021, I mean, 9.8 white pages, and this is an impressive 9.8 too, because it's an all black spine, which makes it a little harder to actually grade this thing, because they grade a little harsher on that. And this is an iconic cover. I mean, it's a beautiful book. It is a beautiful book, and the guy asked nothing of me. He didn't want anything in return. He just said, hey, I want to send this to you. And to this day, that is one of the biggest things I'm like grateful for ever. Like, after that video, I recorded the video of me opening it and everything. I legit just broke down. I teared up. I started crying. I couldn't. I don't know what came over me. I was just so grateful and so thankful that there's nothing else I did. I just cried, and then I went to sleep. So yeah, this is kind of a big deal book to me because of that. And yeah, this is an awesome one. Next one here, this is my only CBCS book, and my only book that is not CGC. There are a few grading companies out here, but CGC is the standard, and that's just what I like personally, because I like to look at their cases a lot more. But here's the CBCS. This is Harley Quinn number 19 from 2022. Very recent book here. I remember I only got this for like 30 bucks on Whatnot, so yeah, it was just a cool book. Cool homage cover. I really like homage covers, especially old DC. That's my jam. I love old DC homage covers, and this one, of course, is the first appearance of Robin homage cover of Detective Comics number 38. So yeah, that's an awesome one. I love this one. Not too much to say, it's just an awesome book. Next one here, I also got pretty cheap. I think I paid exactly half of what this book is worth. So yeah, this is an awesome book too. It's also an awesome back cover. This is Marvel Comics Presents #1, featuring Wolverine from 1988. No key significance here, but it is a #1, and it's just an awesome cover. 9-2 white pages. And the back cover on this one specifically is really, really cool. You got Man-Thing, Shang-Chi, and Silver Surfer right there. It's an awesome cover. Alright, it's a really, really awesome cover. So yeah, nothing too crazy on this one. I think I paid $35 for it. It's about a $70 book, and 9.2. So yeah, awesome book here, and yeah, good price. This next book here, I would say, is the best thing I've ever gotten in my collection in terms of like the amount of money I paid for it, because this book is worth $80-$100-ish for this book. It's a really, really nice book, but I only paid $15 for it on Whatnot. And yeah, I will say a lot of the slabs that I own came from Whatnot, just because that's where I usually find the most deals. You know, I don't have a ton of money to spend all the time, so I'm always looking for those places where I can get those kind of cool books at a really low price. And that's the reason I like Whatnot, and that's the reason I have as many slabs as I have, because Whatnot has those really good prices. And this one is definitely the best steal I've ever gotten on the website. Is Uncanny X-Men 248, 1989. This is the first Jim Lee art on X-Men, and y'all guys know Jim Lee. He was probably the most influential on X-Men. He headed the new X-Men run that came out in the 90s. Everyone knows Jim Lee on X-Men. It was brilliant. So yeah, awesome book right here. Awesome cover, 9.4 white pages, and like I said, this is worth like $100. I only paid $15 for it, which is really, 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 really good price. So yeah, that one's one of my favorites of all the slabs I have. This one, I don't even think I've showed this on the channel. All these slabs I've shown at least once on the channel. I don't think I've actually ever showed this one, but I've had it for a while. This is Batman 436 from 1989. That's a 9.4 white pages. This is the first appearance of my favorite Robin and my favorite character out of the Batman mythos, Tim Drake, who became the third Robin. I like Tim Drake a lot, character I can relate to, and I like that kind of element to where like he's kind of just as good as a detective as Batman, you know, because Jason Todd was just kind of like that hothead, kick people around. I find Dick Grayson kind of boring as Robin. I love him as Nightwing, but not really as Robin. But Tim Drake, I really like the aspect that he's like a really good detective, and he kind of found out that Bruce Wayne was Batman and all that stuff. So yeah, I really, really like that. Yeah, as you can tell by a lot of these books that I own, like purchased myself, they're not like that perfect grade, right? I like to stick for like these kind of like 90s books or like these 80s books. I like to stick to 9.4 or higher, because 9.4 is kind of like that near mint. I'm fine with getting 9.2s and stuff, but I just don't like spending like that full, let's say like $200, $150 on a slab for it being in that 9.8. I would be plenty happy to get a 9.4 of that book. Of course, there are certain books I want specifically in that 9.8 condition. A few Green Lantern books, but as it stands for a lot of stuff, you know, 9.4, I wouldn't mind taking that any day. Next one here, another good deal I got on Whatnot. Like I said, most of the stuff came from Whatnot. So yeah, this is a 9.4 white pages of New Mutants #1. This is the second appearance of the New Mutants, and it's the first comic book appearance of the New Mutants, because of course they made their first appearance in that graphic novel. There's also the Origin of Karma. Yeah, #1 issue. I kind of just got it just for that. Not really that big of a New Mutants fan. I do like the X-Men and X-Men related stuff, so that's a reason. But it's also a #1 issue. I only paid $25 for it. Come on now. So yeah, pretty good book right here. Nice book, and yeah, awesome. So we got a little Silver Age action for you guys. This is Brave and the Bold #76 from 1968. Batman and Plastic Man. Now, one thing I really want to do is I want to try to collect Brave and the Bold with Batman and a specific character, because growing up I watched a lot of the Batman Brave and the Bold TV show. Y'all guys remember that? I liked that show a lot growing up as a kid, and I had like DVDs of it and all that stuff. And of course, Plastic Man had a few episodes of his own, so I'd love to get other stuff like Batman Green Arrow and Batman Aquaman, you know, from the Brave and the Bold kind of series. I'd really like to get that. But anyway, awesome Neil Adams goodness here. And yeah, 6.0 isn't terrible for Silver Age. You know, a little bit above average, but not something to, you know, rat home about. But I cannot say the same for this next book here, because this is definitely something to write home about in terms of its grade. This is a 1968 book getting an 8.5. This is Green Lantern number 58 from 1961. Gil Kane cover and art. This is the first appearance of Eve Dormus, who was a small kind of love interest character of Hal Jordan. 8.5 is a phenomenal grade for the 60s. I only paid 75 bucks for this. I'm really lucky that Green Lantern is my favorite superhero, because if I was like a Spider-Man guy, or like one of my favorite heroes were just in Marvel in general, I'd be paying the big boy dollars for a high grade Silver Age book like this. But nope, only 75 bucks for it. And yeah, this is an awesome book right here. Now, one thing with my Silver Age Green Lantern collection, I want to amass a very, very big one. So one thing I'm trying to do with my Green Lantern Silver Age collection is excluding like the big key issues, like your first appearance of Guy Gardner, and all the like super early issues, like 1 to like say 15, maybe 20. I'm trying to get them in that 7.0 grade or higher, and 7.5 or higher, I mean. So yeah, anything above that, I'm trying to get that for the Green Lantern collection, and I want to amass a pretty big collection. I want to get some stuff potentially in the 9s. That can get a little expensive though, but since it's Green Lantern, it's not too expensive, you know, you can maybe make that happen. But yeah, that's kind of one of the goals I have for myself and my collection. Write down in the comment section down below if you want to see a video about me talking about my whole Green Lantern collection and me telling you like my goal for the Green Lantern collection, because I have a big goal and it would be a lot to talk about. So if you want to see that video, let me know in the comment section down below. But yeah, Green Lantern 58, I love this book to death. Next one here is my only signature series book. Yeah, only yellow label book I own. My only book that isn't just a regular blue label too. This is a 9/6 white pages of Doom Patrol number 22 from 1989. It is signed by Scott Hanna, who was the interior artist for this book. Awesome book right here. I love Doom Patrol to death. Doom Patrol is one of my more favorite series out of the DC kind of universe there. I think they're kind of really underrated. I mean, they predated X-Men, and they're pretty much DC's version of the X-Men. So if you're an X-Men guy, I recommend reading this because it's really good. And this particular series is really good. It's Grant Morrison. Everyone knows how good Grant Morrison is. So yeah, awesome book here. Yeah, it's my only yellow label book, and I love it to death. It is one of my favorite books in my collection. And yeah, I only paid 50 bucks for this, guys. Like I said, I'm trying to get these books at a cheap, affordable price, and I don't want to pay those high dollars for this. Second to last one we have here, we got another Green Lantern for you. Now this is Tales of the Green Lantern Corps number 3. One thing I am trying to do is I want to get Tales of the Green Lantern Corps issues 1 through 3, which this is 3, in 9.6 or higher, so 9.8, 9.6, which is very, very, very achievable. Those books at a 9.8 are like $130, excluding this one. I think this is only 60 bucks at 9.8. But yeah, I got this 30 bucks. Yeah, nothing really too crazy. No first appearances. 1981. Yeah, it's a cool book. To me, I like it a lot, but it's one of those books where like really I would only find enjoyment out of. But I love this book to death still. It's an awesome book and an awesome cover, right? So yeah. You're on to the last book. Now, I don't know if you've been noticing, but I've been slowly putting back the slabs where they've been going. So hopefully that'll look good on camera. But yeah, this is the last slab I have. This is my favorite comic book I own in general. So take that as you will. This is a super early issue. This is also the oldest book I own. I'm talking 1961 Green Lantern number 5. Boom. Ain't that a beauty? It's a 10-cent DC action. It's a 4.0 cream to off-white pages. This is the first appearance of Hector Hammond, who was one of the big, probably top 5 Green Lantern villains. And yeah, man, I love this book to death. I paid like, this is the most amount of money I've ever spent on a single comic book too, which I think I spent 145, I want to say 145, which is, at the time I actually thought that was a really, really good deal, because I assumed this book would be a lot more, but no, I actually overpaid by I think 10 bucks, funny enough. But yeah, this is an awesome book. I love this book to death. And again, so another thing for like those early issues and those big key issues like I was telling you about with the other Green Lantern book, I want to get those specific books in 4.0 or higher, excluding maybe issue number 1 of Green Lantern, because I think that book is like $1,000 book at a 4.0, which that's a little bit too much money for me, so I would have to pass on that one. But all the other early issues, not too expensive at that 4.0. So yeah, this is my favorite book in my collection. And yeah, so yeah, that's the video, guys. Let me know what your favorite book I showed you guys was your favorite in the comment section down below. Talk to me about your personal slab collection. I love interacting in the comment section down below. It's a way of getting to know the community and making new friends. I think it's awesome, right? This community is awesome, and I love making videos in this community. So yeah, I'm rambling. I'm sorry I'm wasting y'all guys' time. This has been Obito, guys. See ya.